particular movies that I was talking about. Now, when I look at movies, there's so many movies out there, and I have to sort of pick which movies I choose to follow. And I follow certain types of movies. I'm not into horror movies. I'm into sci-fi movies. There are a lot of different sci-fi movies out there, and of course, looking at each individual character in every film, there's loads of different actors and cast that that are in the film or they voice over it, and of course, looking at how like, for example, this little dragon here, you can see it's got some sort of character to it. And also, this is not a human character. It's a dragon, of course. But then you look at, like, I don't know who this is, but look at the detail. This is like, I know it's a character from a movie, but also it showcases the actor as well as the character that is being voice-overed. Of course, there's so many different things that I could possibly say. Now, there's a lot of movies out there, and new different movies are getting made every day. And of course, like, when I sort of like look at characters, I tend to want to know, what's this character about? What are they about? What is their purpose? And also, sometimes there's a lot of things that happen in the movies, and the movies sort of like, this is this actor, and then you look behind to see the voiceover to see who the actor is, which is what I've been doing with the Blue Hedgehog. Of course, if you know who I'm talking about, you'll probably see videos on my YouTube channel for that, and for that character, of course. And of course, when I look into the characters, I want to know more about everything about the characters, not just the one thing. Like, I don't just say, it's just a hedgehog. It's just a hedgehog. No, it's a character that has a storyline, and of course, when they start using music in certain parts of the film, it sort of helps make it dramatic, of course. And of course, there's a lot of fun things that you can do with films. You can actually take note of who each character is. For example, the Blue Hedgehog, right? He's fast, he goes fast, and he wears red shoes. Now, looking at the personality of the character, and looking at the voiceover actor, I think almost there's a similarity there. There's a little bit of similarity. Even though you can practically, when you watch the film, you hear the character, the actor's voice, and you see the character, right? You don't really see the actor, the video of the actor behind, unless you go onto YouTube and you look for the voiceover cast videos. You probably see a lot of those. Now, looking at the emotions of the films, if you take a film and you sort of put a lot of emotion into it and put a lot of music into it, you've got to make sure it's balanced, because if it's not balanced, then it won't be completely appealing to the viewer. I mean, I don't know much about the film cameras or anything like that, but when I do make stuff on YouTube and I make sure we know what I mean, keep it all intact. Like, for example, if I want to pick the right music for a short video on YouTube, I may have to browse through a few songs, and practically looking at, like, there's so many, about thousands of characters being created every so often. There's a lot of things that you need to take into consideration when looking at a character. if that character relates to you. If it relates to you, like with the blue hedgehog, I think because he's fast and got lots of energy. I have a lot of energy as well, and also like with Tails. I mean, you know who Tails is. I mean, I can say the name. Practically, of course, looking at all the plushies behind me. I have a lot of characters that I have on from movies and stuff, and I like collecting. I like if I want to collect a character, I need to know everything about them so that I can say, oh, this is this character. This belongs to this series. This belongs to this franchise. Of course, I may be speaking a little bit slower today. Of course, I did. You know, I mean, I know it's Tuesday, but I slept in a little bit. I mean, I'm a little bit, you know, sort of thing. But anyway, I have a lot of interests. But let's get back on topic. So, if I find out about the actors in the film, and I'm like, oh, this is a quirky actor, I always look for the unique, quirky actors, of course. And yeah, I like people that are really happy, and like if I were to just
That was easy.
So that reminds this voice.
That was easy.
This reminds me of. Okay, I know I'm saying this on live.
That was easy.
That reminds me of the actor that voiced overs the blue hedgehog in the movie. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? You know, this guy in the movies, the recent movies, the 2025 movies. This one. This.
That was easy.
The voiceover reminds me. But anyway, of course, let's go back to what we were talking about initially. Now, going through the facts and reading articles online, there is a lot of information that I have to take notice of. And of course, when I do videos on YouTube, I want to make sure I stick within the character. I know how the character will react. So how the character interacts with everyone. And like right now we are interacting on a YouTube channel base, which is run by a software. And as you know, there are a lot of AI stuff now. There is a algorithm in everything on this little device that you've got in your hand right now, whether it's an iPad, computer, or tablet, or all that sort of stuff. It's AI, and we have satellites in the air right now that are working with internet and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of technology stuff, and of course, with all the different movies out there, we're going to need internet to watch movies. So practically, of course, looking at all the technology that actually exists, there is a lot of stuff out there. And right now, there's stuff called holograms, which if I had a hologram, I would literally have all these hedgehogs running around right now. Technically, they're just plushies at the moment, but let's say hypothetically if they were real, which the real hedgehogs are not like the ones that you see in the plushies that I've got. And one thing is, if I were to meet any actors, firstly I would need to know what movies they were in, and particularly I'm very choosy with what movies I watch, and particularly looking through all the figurines that I've got. You've probably seen all my figurines. You can see the plushies in the background here. If you can see them, there's and then look, then there's, these little figures, well, I don't know how they do it, but if they were to do a scan on the actor and make a figurine literally, that would be an interesting thing. But because with the voiceover stuff, I think it's best if you really want to create figurines, you create figurines of that character. But also, one thing I noticed, there's a movie, I won't say too much, but there was a movie that has Jack Black in it, and it's going to be, I don't know when it's going to be in cinemas, but they have already released a figure. I was thinking maybe not a good idea to release it now, maybe release it after they put it into cinemas. Otherwise, that's totally, you gotta see how the actual movie goes first before you actually release your products. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, that one. Because I found I saw these figures of Jack Black, and I'm thinking, am I seeing the character here, or am I just seeing a figurine of the actor? I'm not sure how many people, particularly, will go for it, but if people want a figurine of the actor, that's an opportunity to get that. Of course, look at my hairstyle. Look at my hairstyle right now. My hair's all like, and yeah, my hair is growing longer. And of course, now back on the topic, I have been following Jack Black, and I'll say the movie name again, but of course if I have to tag anyone or mention or do anything, Gulliver's Travels, ever since I have watched that movie, because, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, Gulliver is sort of like a giant in the film, and ever since I've watched that, I have always, imagined characters that I liked or actors. Well, I have found the Miney stuff. Well, look, I found the figures in Big W, of course, in Big W. Big W. And of course there is some little cards which if you go through my videos you probably will see them. I did a video of me opening those cards. So practically I'm trying to make sure that I'm as clear as possible when I'm doing these live videos. And of course once I start talking I cannot stop talking. So if I talk about subjects that I really like on YouTube. Now, if having a really big imagination and also, I've always liked drawing, and some of the drawings that I've actually done is I've actually drawn, in Gulliver's Travels movie since, the Jack Black, I've always drawn characters. Instead of putting, if Jack Black, you're watching this, I'm pretty much saying that I would put another character in that place in the movie, or I just get inspired by that movie and create my own sort of idea. Like in my imagination, I like to write about characters that I like, and that's a fan writing thing. And recently, if you understand, I don't know much about the actor, but recently I've just been writing a lot, and yeah, you probably know who I'm talking about when I show you this. When you know this, when you know who the actor that voiceovers this in the 2025 movie. This guy here. Practically, I am still learning about who the actor is, but also, I mean, I find that this particular actor is very quirky. So I think I might have been drawn to how quirky and maybe because, comedy stuff, and of course I understand that, there's a lot of characters in that movie and actors. I just don't know. There's some actors I don't know much about. Like I the other hedgehog, the red and black hedgehog. I don't know much about Keanu, but he is a good actor, and I'm gonna slowly get to know who he is. And then it's the name of the other actor that I'm talking about that the blue hedgehog gets voiceover by. It's a very long sort of name, and what I might do is, of course, if I do mention, I will put maybe in the description if this video does have that mentioned in it. I will look. I don't think Keanu is on Instagram, of course, but I will probably put I have found one. I found the other casts on the movie, like from the movie, the Instagram page they have. I'm still learning all about who they are, and there's some really interesting characters there. And of course, I'm just talking about stuff that I like here. Of course, I want to get to know more characters, more movies, more actors. It's very interesting. It keeps my brain going, of course. And of course, if you're the one viewer who's watching right now, I don't know how far this video is gonna go, but if this video goes as far as reaching the Sonic cast, yeah, I'm just saying that now. Hello, this is how I talk, and I want to talk about all the stuff that I like. So practically, of course, I have a lot of movie interests, and this one seems to be an interest right now. And of course,
That was easy.
Every time it makes me think, reminds me every time. And of course, I'm discovering new things like new movies, and happy to discover more movies, and pretty much just see the name. See? There. That's okay. That's the act. You see how I've done a lot of writing there? Once I get stuck on a topic, I just write about it. Okay? So that's how it is. And I probably am using my YouTube channel to talk a lot. I need somewhere to talk about the stuff that I like. And practically looking at how I'm talking right now, I'm talking I think my cheek is going red, I think. Oh well, I guess when you start looking into things, I have written down a few things, but I'm not going to share that on my channel just yet. I've already been talking about it. So if you know if you know who I'm talking about with the blue hedgehog with the red shoes, you know who the actor is, right? I'm just gonna spell it. I'm gonna spell it. So Ben. That's nickname. Ben space SCHWARTZ. That's who I'm talking about. Yeah, well, you know look, I mean, I think because I've been into the movie, I think initially, the first character from the movie, the first hedgehog that I actually liked was actually, yeah. And then I went over to, look, this was the first hedgehog character I liked. I didn't know who voiced over it, but now I know, and I just like I just writing is supposed to be good, and when you do fan writing and stuff, and you sort of getting to know every single actor in that movie, the voiceovers, of course, I didn't know who they were, but now I'm slowly in a role and getting to know. There's music in the background. I might have to end it here.